Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon Perna, and today I have sucky, shitty, crappy, bad, miserable, no good, fucked up news to report. Broncos running back CJ AnderSONIC is likely heading to IR after undergoing surgery to repair his partially torn MCL. This news reminds me of that Elton John song. Losing CJ Anderson is like the sun going down on me. Whoa. Oh God, that's too hot. Ha! I never thought I would say that about oral sex. That's good, Broncos. Although I search myself, it's always someone else I see. But these cuts I have, they need love to help them heal. Yes, more Elton John, and CJ will be getting a lot of love from Broncos country to help him heal. But the real culprit here is CJ's Mile High Crunch. How could something so delicious also be so dangerous? How am I supposed to enjoy the most important meal of the day when I know CJ's in pain? Pouring one out for CJ. Pouring one out for CJ. Oh yeah, it says right here on the box, first ingredient, degermed yellow cornmeal. That is known to cause knee injury, so here's what we know. CJ suffered this injury early in the Texans game. He has a torn MCL and bone bruise, and he came back into the game and had one of the best of the season. The dude is tough as nails. He's tough as leather. He's tough as meat. But that meat has been tenderized. CJ underwent surgery to repair the torn meniscus, and until the surgeon lets the Broncos know how bad the tear is, it's hard to say when CJ will return. Right now, there's a small, and I mean small chance CJ could return around playoff time if the Broncos do make it to the playoffs. But I wouldn't bet on CJ's return. I know Big Ben Rothstein will return from his torn MCL soon, but the degree of the tear is different, and a running back needs his knee to be strong so he can cut and plant and shake off defenders. We all know quarterbacks dance around on their knees like sissy boys, and that's why they can recover from injuries like that so quickly. Now that doesn't even factor in the fact that CJ also has a bone bruise on top of the tear. If that's correct, I'd imagine that will slow the healing process as CJ's body will be like, fuck, dude, what did you do down there? This means Devontae Booker will get the start this week against San Diego, and for the foreseeable future, Kapri Bibbs will back him up, and I'd imagine our old friend Juwan Hammer Pound Thompson will return to the active roster. Hammer Pound! Hammer Pound. CJ has his cereal, but Juwan could have his own brand of hammer. And Juwan, my cousin, used to work at Harbor Freight, so I could probably make that happen for you. I'm fine if the Broncos start using Hammer Pound. You know I love some Hammer Pound, but they could bring in CJ Spiller or Karlos Williams. Two hot names being thrown around by everyone with a keyboard in a Broncos blog today. I think Williams is the more intriguing prospect, as he's only 23, had a good season with Buffalo last year, and is one of the few people with the audacity to spell Carlos with a K. He did serve a 4-game suspension this year for violating the NFL's hypocritical substance abuse policy, and then pissed off Rex Ryan, who seems like the hardest coach in the NFL to truly piss off. I do have to believe that there's something wrong with CJ Spiller. He was released by the Saints after week 2 and was just cut by the Seattle Seahawks. Maybe he's not truly healthy, or maybe he's hard to coach, or maybe he's secretly more into sexual knitting, like grandma here, than football. I don't know, but what really puzzles me is the CJ conspiracy I just developed. The Broncos lose CJ Anderson to a knee injury, but then the Seattle Seahawks cut CJ Spiller after their other running back, CJ Process, returned from his injury. I think the football gods are angry at the amount of running backs named CJ. CJ process returned from an injury, so the gods injure CJ Anderson to make room for another CJ. Meanwhile, CJ Spiller can't find a fucking job. What the hell is going on? And is Ravens linebacker CJ Mosley in jeopardy of getting hurt, cut, or worst of all, being forced to hang out with Roger Goodell for a weekend? All I know now is that if I get my wife pregnant, I'm going to name our son CJ Johnson Perna. There's a lot of CJs and Johnsons in the NFL, and I think that will help his chances for being awesome. And another question I have, if CJ is on IR, does that mean he's gonna have more time to make more flavors of his cereal? I would like this in Cocoa Crispy form, and Applejack form, and Cinnamon Toast Crunch form, and Fruity Pebble form. Just a suggestion. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Broncos. Make sure you subscribe here and fucking follow me on Twitter. Jesus, please give me that follow on Twitter. That's where we talk. And for all of your Denver sports news needs, go to bsndenver.com. And for your Broncos blog of all Broncos blog, go check out Mile High Report. They're reporting from a mile high. Had some leftover CJ cereal in my crotch, which I don't think he ever imagined when he made that cereal.